to the famed Herb Brooks Arena alongside the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, as we open up action on the grand finale, the nightcap. Prime time here, CANAM adult hockey on this moving Saturday, as a lot of teams have been jockeying for position in the divisional standings. This here, the Nagano division, the third consecutive in a triple shot of Nagano games that we've had to close out our programming. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here as we are looking at the last game of the day. This is the Mighty Drunks skating in the white sweaters with the teal. Is that teal? I think it's teal because that's fashioned off of the Mighty Ducks, which is sort of, oh, is that fashioned a little like a cross between the Anaheim Ducks and the San Jose Sharks? I think it's kind of like a hybrid. Anyway, they are playing against the Thrashers out of Auburn, Massachusetts. Mighty Drunks are out of Newburgh, New York. So New York and Massachusetts setting up to close this one out. We have a penalty right off the bat as we see number 7 in the box. We'll take a look and see, who do we have? Can you contain a Thrasher? Well, we'll have to see. This is number 7 is Pittman, Michael Pittman, serving 2 minutes. A minor penalty. Close call out there as we get a look in at the Mighty Drunks goaltender. That's number 35, Christian Nito. I think we have some of these names are relatively familiar. As this is played out across neutral ice. Early first period action with Mighty Drunks on the power play. Folks, for those of you unfamiliar, our producer, Matt Scheller, is on the roster for the Mighty Drunks, and we are sure to give him a hard time, as he would be sure to give us a hard time. Here's a shot blocker down in front as Nito comes up with the stop. I believe we've seen Nito in action before in previous years, as we see number 21, Welch, coming out on the ice for the Mighty Drunks. And we've got an infraction with 29 seconds left in the power play for the Mighty Drunks. Ooh, trying to slip out the back door as Di Benedetto will go to the box. I think Di Benedetto is saying to the official on the way to the box, I think you got me confused with somebody else, sir. As that goes down for icing. And we are now 4-on-4. Everything's a joke with you, huh, Robin? Goodness gracious. Contain yourself. As that's tossed out to neutral ice. Number 36 out on the ice for the Mighty Drunks is Circe. Played to the left wing side. Shot as that bounces off the end wall. Over the top of the slot as the Thrashers now with the power play. And now a break here. Into the middle. Shot, rebound, and a big save on the part of Cournoyer. That's Dan Cournoyer. And indeed, that is a familiar name. Of course, when you travel in hockey circles, a lot of names become familiar. As this is brought in from the right wing side. Scrubbing a little speed there, that's Schoen. Shot as that rises up into the glass. And now Scheller out there. Scheller, a natural defenseman. Played hockey at Fredonia State and just couldn't leave the dream behind as he's patrolling in the slot, and that right there is called anticipation. You don't get to this level of play without knowing the ins and outs of the opponent's intentions. And Scheller chasing the puck handler out from behind the goal line. Shot on net. And yes, it is sometimes fun to watch somebody that you know play and go through their technique. Scheller coaches his son Mavericks' youth hockey team. A younger coach at this point. And during March's stretch run of back-to-back weekends of youth hockey tournaments that he was producing from the broadcast side, he was also doing some coaching, and over the span of that time, we learned a little bit about how coaching at one level is a little bit different. Here's a shot on net and an excellent play. You know, there are some people who favor the drummer that plays. I don't know if you've heard this. If you're a drummer, if you're a musician, you know the drunken beat. There is such a thing called the drunken beat. It isn't necessarily intending to mean that the drummer is drunk, but it sounds a little drunken, and that right there was a little bit of a drunken goaltending, flailing across the crease. Effectively done. Now, I'm not going to speak for the goalie and say that he isn't drunk. I can't say that. But is he drunk? I don't know. Christian, are you drunk? Still scoreless here midway through the first period. As this is played out from the left half wall. Out into the slot with fresh skates coming out onto the ice. The Thrashers on the attack. Shot and Nito. Wow. Yes, that's right. Drunk or sober, as long as that puck doesn't go in the net, we call him circumspect. Let's see what we got here on our other roster info, as it is so much easier to read. Surse out on the ice along the near side wall. We also have Welch out there. Out in front with a little shove from behind. Not so much a check, but clearing from out in front of the crease. As that is Burns, dressed in number 1 for the Mighty Drunks. And that'll go down for icing. Unable to chase it down in time. And the folks here off our left shoulder, oh my goodness. I think someone is amusing oneself. Am I wrong? I think that is the case. I do believe the smooth operator right now might be going a little bit punch drunk right now. Is it punch drunk? Is that what it is? You know, some people get in their own heads to their detriment, and it seems that Robin has gotten into her own head to her benefit. Shot on net, rebound out in front. Once again, Nito. Keeping things well swept. 4:26 remaining, first period action. Scoreless here. Now, it would look perhaps better if they went drunks and then Thrashers, right? You thrash after you're drunk. I suppose it depends on what type of drunk you are. I imagine if you're a mighty drunk, you are quite the thrasher. Wow. Shots on goal comparison right now, 5-2. Thrashers just thrashing away. And Nito dispatching each and every one of them. And we get fresh skates out on the ice. Well, in the case of Scheller, I don't know how fresh those skates are. And that's only judging from his comments. I am using his own words against him. So for all intents and purposes, I have nothing but good things to say. Well, I have a few bad things to say. We won't talk about them over the air. I'm only kidding. If you've never heard an on-air personality talk trash about producers and executives, the artist doesn't want any notes, okay? Note to those producers and executives listening, the artist does not want to take notes. No, I'm fine with notes. Whether I take them or not, it's a different story. As Scheller sends that one cross ice. He knows his job and he does it. He stays in his own lane. If you only knew how many buckets he wears. Several. Well, we say buckets because they wear buckets in hockey, but he wears a lot of hats. Today he started off the day behind the camera. The beginning of the weekend, he started the day setting up all of the cameras for each of the arenas. That's his producer role as he sets everything up. This morning, he started off by shooting camera on the 80 rink, as he is the lead camera person, effectively. Although he delegates to a fine crew of camera folks, including the one that earned the stripes and the nickname Smooth Operator, Robin. Hey, Robin, how's it going over there? You still laughing? Yes, you're still laughing. You're going to make it. I'm telling you, you're going to make it after all. But Scheller has been shooting video and has been watching sports and has been around this area for quite some time. And because he's familiar with all of the technical assets, he passes that information along and starts building a bit of a crew. In fact, he started me off early on just as a videographer. That's a story for another time. But over the span of my 1,000 plus hockey games called for play-by-play and color commentary, a good 850 or so have been partnered with Matt Scheller. Shot on net, and Nito with another save. As we're inside of 2 minutes remaining, first period action. Now, who else do you recognize out here? You got any nephews on the ice? No nephews out on the ice? Robin seems to be pretty well connected here in Lake Placid. Winding up, and there's a shot, as that's Welch. I think I heard that there was an argument over who was going to get to wear 21, as both Scheller and Welch are listed on a prelim roster with the number 21. A little rock, paper, scissors, or an arm wrestling match yielded the winner, and Welch ends up earning number 21. this is played to the near side. I am a little surprised that Scheller is not wearing number 17, with all due respect to his favorite quarterback out of Buffalo and his son's number. It looks like oh no. Who's trying to ride around with a GoPro out there? Is there a GoPro out there? Or was that a whistle? Oh, yeah. Is that a puck or a GoPro? All righty. 39 seconds remaining, first period action. We are scoreless. From the left-hand side, that's Kimber out on the ice. And also see who's roaming out there. That's Fittman. Check that. That's right. Fittman out there wearing number 7, not 17. Who else do we have out there for the Thrashers? We got number 15, Norton. We got 22 out there. That's Cosenza. Shot down on net, broken up at the slot, and running out of time as Norton had nothing but daylight ahead, but the buzzer sounds, and that'll close out first period action. Zeros all the way across the board at the end of one period of play. Nobody hitting the back of the net, nobody even getting something to go just over the goal line. Scoreless. We'll take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires as per usual. It's that time of year. When we come back, we'll tell you why you don't store the topiaries in the linen closet. No topiaries in the linen closet. From the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, you're watching CANAM Hockey, the primetime nightcap adult style. We'll be right back. Well, that's what you get for putting your time in. Alrighty, folks. My advice to you as a seasoned commentator is no comments while your mouth is full. Here's Scheller whipping it up ahead. He's still got a little bit of juice on the stick. Able to put some velocity out there. As we got a skater down. It looks like Graves will skate off to the bench a little gingerly. Best of health and well-being. Graves will take a walk down the tunnel. Hope nothing serious. Seemed to walk down the tunnel with pretty good control. Scheller avoiding the hooking call. Keeping the blade from wrapping around, but putting a little bit of pressure on the attacker. J.D. Davis out on the ice for the Thrashers, along with John Lloyd. And David Schoen as that's tossed out towards the left wing side. Ooh, heavy with the stick as Circe sends it up ahead into the offensive zone. We open up second period action. The goaltenders have swapped nets. We welcome you to the period of the long change. You know all about it. We've said it, I don't know, 1,000 times or so. The goaltenders trade nets, putting them and the defensive zones that they guard on the opposite end of the ice from their benches. So defensive on-the-fly substitutions are difficult. As we see Nick Cosenza out on the ice pursuing. The advice here is get into the offensive zone. Try to stay in the offensive zone as much as you can. That will spare you the vulnerabilities that come along with extended periods in the defensive zone, as that shot is high and wide. As we see Roush out on the ice for the Mighty Drunks. And now from the right wing side, with heavy pressure shoved up against the side of the wall. Chased down by Burns. From the top of the circle. Played down low and off the end wall. And Scheller plays it up ahead, and it finds its way out towards Welch. From the right wing side, Welch with a clapper. As that'll be gathered up, gaining the whistle. 2:46 into the second period. Still scoreless. Between the Thrashers and the Drunkety Drunkers. And that'll be icing. A little 1-2 punch there. The Mighty Drunk skater Burns getting down ahead of Lorden. Ben Carlson out on the ice on the right wing side. Stepping in for the face-off is Weaver. And Scheller will get back to the puck first. Not to be denied. And just off on the angle pass. Is he counting the seconds? I saw him look up. I don't know. You never know. A defenseman sometimes is just checking to see what is the situation. It's second period. Okay, there's no score. Okay, great. Yes, I can tell you how many times some folks do not know what the score is, but just continue to play, and sometimes play needs to be adjusted according to situations. Not just sometimes, virtually all the times. How's that for hospitality right there? Somebody to open the door? You should know that that bench down there has been freshly cleaned and sanitized. And now it is power play time. As the Mighty Drunks go avantage numérique. As this deflects to the near side half wall. Skating 5-on-4 in the offensive zone. Held in at the left point. From high left to low left. Played back around to Welch. Welch dropping it back to the point. Nobody there. Not sure if Di Benedetto was expecting that was going to be a 1-3-1 setup on the power play. Not unusual, although making the assumption is less preferred. Played out in front. And now here's an opportunity, one-on-one, and Nito makes the save. Beautiful work. And with the defense coming in from behind. Here's a shot, rebound, backhanded, and a whole lot of support as Cournoyer scrambling back up to his feet, getting some defensive help. As this is Surse coming into the offensive zone. 25 seconds left on the power play. As that's tossed into the Thrashers zone, picked up by Graves. Graves had left the ice earlier and then walked down the tunnel. Looked a little bit sore. Came back and now on the ice, so that's good to see. As we go back to even strength, 5-on-5. And we get a tripping penalty. And it looks like the Mighty Drunks will sit one for a 2-minute minor. That's a tripping call. Look at that. As that is launched out across the ice. Contacted on the other end. As Cournoyer plays it around to the near side. Played up ahead, and Nito will cover up and gain the whistle. Well, fortunately, the Mighty Drunks have enough on the bench to keep a steady rotation, not so deep as to keep everybody super fresh. And wow. The Thrashers getting some good looks. Nito presenting some strong goaltending technique. Creeping in, and Scheller goes low, forcing the puck handler off his path. That was Davis coming in. Davis wanted a closer look, wanted to see if he could gain commitment from the goaltender. Scheller in defense goes down low, spreads the stick wide across that shooting area, and forced Davis off his path. And ultimately, the Mighty Drunks able to break down more PK. 30 seconds left. Here's Davis once again. Played out towards the back door. As we see Burns supporting in the defensive role. And someone open out on the back doorstep. And this will come down. Will it make it? All the way down to the end boards. Burns comes off. As Di Benedetto back on the ice. Partnered with Roush. As Di Benedetto gets a blade in the way. And that's called sacrificing the body. Trying to get that pass out over to Fitman, check that. Fitman up in the point position. Did not make contact. 3.5 to go, second period action. How many goals have been scored so far? 0. Thank you. I couldn't see the scoreboard. Folks, we do have a good time around here. It is real work, but it is also real play. These guys skating on the primetime nightcap sheet are skating on the same surface that come tomorrow gold medalists from 1980 will be on, as Miracle on Ice Fantasy Camp returns to Lake Placid once again. They will be playing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I do not know, is Tamsin doing that? Do you know? No? One of our alternate camera operators, Tamsin, will or will not be playing. I think her first time playing in the Miracle on Ice Fantasy Camp. She flew in from South Africa. Racing in on net, Nito comes up with a save. Loose puck after is grabbed up. And tell you what, and that's all I'll tell you. Nito, once again, making some pretty big saves. Shots on goal for the Thrashers, 12. Each one of them denied. Comparison in shots is 12-8. Played out in front. And I got to tell you, this has been a very well played defensive matchup. Both teams have had some looks on net. No very easy saves out there for either side, for Nito or for Cournoyer. As this is gathered up by Kimber. Played down low and losing the baton. That's Monroe. Someone's looking for a hand pass. I think I heard someone calling for a hand pass. There's a shot rising up into the chest, and Nito again with the stop. They call him the mighty drunk ringer. How do you do? Are they having a good time? This is... Don't waste it, folks. Don't waste it. Yes, they're having a good time, enjoying the nightcap. Literally and figuratively. Or is it figuratively and figuratively? 70 seconds remaining, second period action. Still, nobody has found the net. Now, I understand in the case of the Mighty Drunks, Drunks can't find much. But Thrashers, ...50 seconds flat. 14-8, shots on goal. Thrashers leading. In that department, in the department that counts, nothing, as that's loose out in front and a close, so close call. Cournoyer had caught contact. The puck was still a little loose. Loose. And trying to get that dragged in was Welch. Shot down low through traffic. And that's kind of how it's going to happen. There's going to be a surprise goal. I don't know that I see anything going as just a ordinary one-timer. I think somehow it's going to find its way through traffic. A ricochet, that right there was oh so close as that climbed up into the shoulder area. And we've seen this before where goaltender, in waving to flash down the puck, gets it redirected into the net, and that'll close out 2 periods of play. At the end of 2, 0 to 0 to 0. And so we'll take one last break. I'm not stepping outside this time. I am going to lean back on the chair at center ice and rest for a moment. And when we come back, I don't want to learn how to build a floating bookshelf. I would much rather find out why you don't store the topiaries in the linen closet. Seems like less labor. From the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, you're watching CANAM Hockey, the Saturday evening nightcap, the adult style. We'll be right back. No comment. All righty, welcome back, folks. As we open up the final chapter of this game, and that was passed off to the Phantom winger. How does that phrase go? I thought put it that. Who says that, by the way? Tweety. I thought put it that. Well, in that case, the center thought he saw a winger. Scheller to the rescue, a little disappointed that his teammate wasn't in the place where the puck was being put. That is the least of his worries. Getting through to the end wire on this one is one of the better concerns. Of course, when I watch our production teammate skating out there, I watch it from the perspective of the defensive technique. Kind of neat to see. It's kind of fun to scout the skill set that's displayed out there. So many different ways to deliver a particular role as that's batted down, but no goal. Guess what, folks? That was contacted from above the shoulder, and that is no goal. Premature celebration. They were looking for the That is right. We will wait a second. That was overruled. Well, I'm playing the rest of this game under protest. I don't get to do that. As that's played out around towards the left wing side. It seemed that was a strong decision to call it no goal, as it appeared it was batted down from above the shoulder. But, you know, I am what distance away from the goaltender? Sitting here some K rows up at the center stripe. The contact of the stick to the puck, could have been below shoulder length, and that'll be whistle dead. And that'll be called high sticking, and we'll set up a face-off back in the Thrashers zone. Thrashers up 1-0. Just inside of 2 minutes into the third period. Really digging those Thrasher logos, reminiscent of a mid to late 1970s Firebird Trans Am. You remember that? That's played out across neutral ice. Centering pass into the middle as Norton sends it out to the left side. Played into the middle, and Scheller slowing down the attack in the middle. As we see Fittman back out on the ice for the Thrashers. On the right wing side, we see Graves back out. Good to see that the young winger is skating out there. Surse exiting for a breather. Graves sends it back to Fittman. Played around the corner from behind the net. Backhander, and that one makes it across the line. That is an equalizer. Who on earth could it be? I believe we're looking at Carlson. Is that Carlson batting that one down? Who did you see? I think that was number 10. You tell me. And answering toot sweetly as Graves comes in and returns the favor. And now the Mighty Drunks trailing by 1. Looking for a little bit more help. And Graves back down on the ice. Once again, best of health and well-being. I don't know if this is just going to be a matter of Graves having a couple of days of wearing off the soreness of competition as this comes around to the near side. Thrashers have Horn up the right point. The attempt to get it out to Monroe. And now pressure down low as the Drunks come into the offensive zone. Looking for the stretch pass on the right side as Davis had raced out. Feeling he might have gotten behind the defense. Oh, that's happened to me before. Racing out on the weak side of a play, knowing I've got an advantage. And here's another opportunity shot and shrugged off by Nito. That was Davis once again. He was chomping at the bit. Chomping or champing? Send a self-addressed stamped envelope with your responses. A what? Well, you're connected enough to know what a self-addressed stamped envelope is, right? Of course he is. Of course he is. Played out to neutral ice. Once again, Davis gaining the inside access, and Nito once again. Application denied. Such a tight game here, trying to thread the needle on the pass. Just off the mark as that was broken up by Monroe. And now picking through the defense. Trying to go backhand inside out to the forehand. That's Schoon. And now hand it off on the right side. That's McDonald. McDonald with a trailer in the slot. Shot stopped by Cournoyer. As Welch steps in, winning the draw, but nobody there to catch it. Squaring up, shot, Nito, save. Nito up to 20 saves now on the game. As this loose puck picked up by Fittman. Fittman patrolled by McDonald. As Welch had it for a moment. Shot wide of the net. There will be no easy buckets here. Shot as Roush went down, forcing the shot to have to go around him to get through. That was heading wide on the net, gloved by Nito. On the near side point for the Thrashers, Fittman. On the right side, Andrews on the wing. Feeds it to Fittman. Fittman through traffic. That gets hung up down by Norton. Into the middle, shot wide of the net. Rattling around the Dashers as this is picked up by Carlson. Carlson sends it up ahead to the right side. Feeding it towards the middle as that gets deflected. As we see Andrews calling for it on the right side. Oh, I don't know. Andrews might have done it differently, as Lloyd had come in picking through the defense, but perhaps finding himself too deeply dug in to make any good clean pass. By the time the pass was let off, Andrews had already run out of runway. And that right there is a goal hanger, or a cherry picker, as some would call it. Someone who sneaks behind the defense and hangs out. Chipped up ahead. As that's turned over to Graves. Graves back out on the ice. Good to see. To the backhand, and Nito. I'll tell you what, that Tendy knows how to play that position. And nobody does it better. That's right. Makes me feel bad for all of the rest. As that slapped hard off of the glass, a deflection goes up and out of play. What time is it? Well, it's 3:46 remaining in regulation. As we've got 9:39 p.m. local time. And here's a pass out to Welch. Welch peeling back, looking for options, winds up with a big clapper. Blockered away by Cournoyer. Played around to the right wing side, redirected down through the slot and into the near side corner. Played off towards the side of the cage. And Surse trying to provide some support. Graves heading up on the left wing side, off the puck. Worked into the middle, dropped off, as that is batted around, and now up ahead. As Welch trying to feed it into the slot, gets that all the way across to McDonald. McDonald down off of the side of the cage. Some folks starting to show signs of wear as we are deep, deep, deep in this game. You have to bear in mind that unlike the 60-minute game broken into 3 20-minute periods and 20-minute intermissions, these skaters rock from period to period with all but a minute to rest. And they do not have a full complement of 3 or 4 lines. This is why many of these players have been called up from the ZHL to play in this tournament. ZHL, I believe, is the highest of all of the minor league hockey organizations. I think it starts with AHL is the lowest level. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, HL, all the way on down the way. The NHL only being about mid-tier, and then the ZHL, the top of it all. And many of these folks coming in on short-term 3-day contracts. Does he have a nickname? Magneto, perhaps? Every shot that comes through somehow magnetically connects to him and then repels away as the net comes off of its moorings. 1:20 remaining in a 2-1 game. Let us see if the Mighty Drunks get into the offensive zone. Will Magneto head to the bench and add a 6th attacker? Now, folks, I don't know who Magneto is. I just know it's a name, and I believe maybe it is one of the superheroes. But what do I know? 67 seconds left as that's deflected off the end wall. And the Thrashers doing everything they can to keep it in the up zone. Played down low. Working out in front, looking for just one bit of insurance. With 38 seconds left, there still is time for a rush. And here goes one. As that's brought into the offensive zone, and Nito comes out of the net. Poke checked away. 17 seconds left, empty net, 6 attackers. As Welch hands it off. And in the scramble, winding down the last quarter minute, Davis went down in a heap behind the goal line, causing the whistle to be blown. 7.8 seconds left. This will be faced off in the neutral zone on the far side dot. One protecting in the slot as this is played up on the left wing side. Scheller with a shot high and wide. And that'll do it, folks. What a tightly matched game. And in the end, the Thrashers eke that out 2-1. And that wraps things up as we see a little bit of celebration with what energy the Thrashers have remaining. And so both teams gathering at the center stripe. to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. And so that's going to wrap things up. Do we need to make any further dedications? On behalf of Robin, our smooth operator behind the camera, thanks to Packer down on the timekeeping, scorekeeping. Thanks to our officials. On behalf of our producer, camera person, and performing artist out on the ice, Matt Scheller. On behalf of all of our in-house audience and those of you who might be tuning in light years from now, my name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. It has been so good to be here. So glad you'd have me here as we bid a fond farewell to Scheller. We'll see him tomorrow for gold medal action. We've got 5 of them on tap starting at 7:45. Once again, Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. On behalf of CANAM Hockey, we're shutting this broadcast down. We'll see you on the next one.